Our next competitor is Megan Garcia, and her business is Gator Bounce Rentals.
All right, so I'm Megan Garcia. My business is Gator Bounce Rentals. I'm the owner and operator along with my husband, Brian. All right, so how many of you have had a party or an event and you've had to rent equipment and you've had to worry about what time it's going to arrive, what condition it's going to be in, and if they're going to communicate with you, call you before, you don't know what you're really doing or what to expect? Anybody been through that? Yeah? Well, it's pretty stressful, and our job is kind of to take that stress away and make sure you know what you're getting. The party rentals industry, it has a market value of $5.9 billion with a projected growth rate of 4.3%. Our solution is an all-inclusive party rental industry where we do all the work for you. We have clean equipment, we're reliable, we're affordable, and we have dozens of inventory options. So we do full setup, full takedown, we have a safety certification, and we're reliable. Some of the services we offer: bounce houses, water slides, obstacles, inflatable games, yard games, concessions, tables, tents, and chairs. We have a la carte options, and we've just started offering packages just to make ordering a little bit easier for our customers. So some of our competition in the area, we've chose these two companies to compare to because they're closest to what we offer. We've got a ton of companies, but these are the two closest to us. They're also the only other two that can offer services to the Lee County School District, as we can. Neither of them offer an online booking option, as we do. It's 24/7. Anybody can get online, find our site, and order what they want to order. Also, they don't have as much new inventory as we do. We're constantly offering new slides, new bounce houses, etc. And only one of them is safety certified by our industry standard safety training. So since we started in October of 2020, we have serviced over 1,000 happy customers. We've gotten over 150 reviews on Google and accumulated $370,000 in sales. Now, bounce houses are kind of a risky subject. You've got kids involved. Somebody can get hurt. Our employees are dealing with heavy equipment. They can get hurt. So some of the things we do to mitigate this risk is a general liability policy, inland marine. It's got a funny name, but it's what we have to protect our equipment. Workers' compensation, commercial auto, and we are, once again, safety certified. That's an optional certification, but we've chosen to get it as another thing to mitigate our risk. Some financial projections here. In 2023, we're estimating that we will hit $256,000. We're already on track to surpass that, I believe, at $125,000 currently. To achieve that, we're going to need to get one more employee. In 2024, we're projecting $384,000. And to achieve that, we're actually going to need to get 2 new employees, a new truck, and a trailer, because to achieve that, we're going to need a third delivery route. We currently have two delivery routes. One my husband runs and one I run. So we'll need an entirely new truck and trailer. And then 2025, we project to get $576,000, and we would need 2 more employees at that point, and we anticipate taking myself and my father off of the road, because that's who runs the second truck, is myself and my father. So we would come off the truck. I'd be able to focus more on the office and the accounting and all that stuff, and we would have employees then running that route. Our current marketing strategy is that we launched a loyalty program in January of 2023. We use Google Ads and Facebook ads. We've handed out brochures. We have these trifolds that we mailed to all the schools, which have definitely picked up business for us. We spent most of May shuttling back and forth between schools for their end of the year events, AR parties. We had to turn away tons of schools because we didn't have that third truck. So we may need it sooner rather than later. I would love to get it sooner so that on busy holidays and at the end of the year, we would have a third route to run. We've used vehicle graphics. We also, it's not on there, but SEO, search engine optimization, has been a lot of our business. People find us on Google. We're ranked 1 or 2 in most keywords for our industry. And why us? So we are truly a family-run business. Like I said, my dad and I run one truck. My husband runs the other by himself because he's Superman. He is to me anyways. Our 5 kids are product testers. They really are. No unit has gone out to customers before they have used it. They even try to clean it. It's 5 foot of bubbles and they're slip and sliding inside of the thing. I'm trying not to get lost on the kids. So we are quickly becoming leaders in Southwest Florida with the inflatables. There's no single company in our area that really captures the market. When people ask about a certain company, there's no one that kind of dominates the name recognition. We're becoming that company. People know our name. People recommend us over everybody else. It's the consensus that Gator Bounce Rentals is who you should go to. We are the #1 person for the school districts. We're taking over multiple counties. I believe that we are going to be a huge company, and it's just going to take us time. So that's all I have for you. I'm ready for questions.
As usual, I'll kick it off. How are you distinguishing yourself from everybody else right now? Like how are you standing out so that the customers are coming to you versus everybody else?
Quality, mostly, and we do things right from the very start. They find us on Google versus Facebook. I hate to say it, but most of the businesses that focus on Facebook are just lesser. The quality is lesser, the customer service is lesser, and in our industry at least, that's just the cheaper, dirtier stuff, and they don't call you back. They're just horrible.
Right.
So we specifically try not to advertise on Facebook because the customers are bad too. It's the way it is. The customers treat the equipment horribly, and they expect you to jump through a million hoops. It's just we find our customers from Google to be the best. They don't expect as much from you, and they treat you well. Like, we pick our customers just as much as they pick us.
You know, great advice I was given by a local businessman was, don't be afraid to fire your customer.
Yes.
That being said, one of the things that you talked about was the scale up and where you're going. One of the things that you didn't discuss was the investment that you're potentially looking for to make those efforts.
The truck and the trailer are really what we need. I don't really have a dollar amount on it because it really depends on what there is out there to choose from, because it may end up having to be a used truck with higher mileage. It may end up being a newer one. It just kind of depends on what we find. If we get a good vehicle that's used, we would go with that first to save on some money. But if we can't find anything quality used, we would have to go with something new and spend more. Does that make sense? Okay.
So your competitive advantage is the cleanliness of your product.
We put our heart into everything we do, so we're passionate, and so the quality service shows, the cleanliness. We're just willing to.
Yeah.
I don't.
So a lot of your clientele has tried the alternative.
I think so, because we've had people tell us, "Oh, you mean you don't make us do this?" And we'd kind of look at them in awe because it's stuff. For example, like we don't make them provide their own hose or extension cord. We do that for them because we provide the right. I don't know what it's called, the 12 gauge instead of some little tiny one that they might have. Does that?
Yeah, it makes sense. How much inventory do you have?
We currently have 45 inflatables or dunk tanks or stuff like that.
And what's the average rental time?
Average rental time?
Yeah.
So we usually drop off in the morning and then pick up the next morning.
And you're doing how many a day typically?
It varies. We did 75 rentals last month.
Last month? Mm-hmm. So two a day, a little over two a day.
We do them mostly on the weekends, but the schools are always during the week. It really varies.
Yeah. It looks like your numbers are showing $370 on average.
For a ticket?
Yeah, you had 370K.
370.
About 1,000 rentals.
We're probably going to hit 300 this year.
Okay, so what's the average profit per rental? Your husband knows.
Do you want to talk? Come on up here.
If you phone a friend, I'll help on this one.
If he's allowed to come up here, I'd love that.
He should have been up there. Get up there.
You can grab the other mic.
Okay, I'm kind of loud, so I'm not going to use it.
For the video.
For the video, I'm sorry.
There's another mic on the video.
Okay, we're good with one. So to answer your question, we have it broken down per rental with our last year's average rental price. We make about $100 an hour for every labor hour per rental. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then for the average ticket, our average ticket this year is running about $475, correct? $450. So per rental, we're averaging about $450 for each rental.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I can't remember the question over here. If
135.
for the
30% profit.
I think my question was just like,
30%.
how are you distinguishing yourself from everybody else online or Facebook, things like that? So I mean,
So I was trying to get her to just look at her shirt. The logo. From day one, that was our branding was our key. We went out, found a great logo. From there, built out a fully wrapped trailer, was our first trailer, which, again, we were told we were silly for doing it. We spent $5,000 to wrap a 16-foot enclosed trailer. What we see every day, driving down the road as we're making deliveries, people see that trailer. With that trailer, hey, do you have a business card? I'm sorry, I don't. I've been picking up all day. I'm gross, I'm nasty, I'm sweaty. Take a picture of the trailer. Our phone number's there, our website's there, you have the logo. So it's very recognizable. We've carried that branding to all our vehicles and our additional trailer that we're running currently.
thank you.
I have a question. Since it looks like from your numbers, you're at about a 30% profit, and your expectation is to increase that to 36% in 2025. Can you go over what your expenses are, the difference between your gross and your net?
So current expenses are, we pay ourselves for our storage because we're currently working out of our garage, and we're paying personally to build a warehouse on the back of our property. So we'll pay ourselves for the use of that. So it's not a lot of overhead. It's a lot cheaper than using a warehouse because we live on 2.5 acres. So that'll be kind of a largest expense. The truck payment, the depreciation on all the inflatables, I guess, would be an expense there. Gas. I'm trying to think anything, the big stuff. Oh, the website, the ad running, the ads. There's really not a ton of like constant expenses.
Okay.
I think that's why it's easy, once we've bought all the inflatables, because we pay for them up front, and then now that they've all been bought, we won't have to in the future buy as many, which is why that net can go up in the future.
Okay.